Watopian Weekly. You should listen to it every week because I'm gonna listen to it. Yay!
Welcome to Watopian Weekly, Season 4, Episode 17. This is a climbing special. This is the podcast for Zwifters, cyclists, and everyone else. Each week we are here to discuss all things Zwift, life, and beyond. My name is Dustin, and with me, ladies and gentlemen, here he is. This guy loves to remind everybody, get your ladder availability in. And for crying out loud, can't you just hit yes on the race pass? Am I right? I'm right. Yeah, definitely. The guy who loves leveling up, just like he got a new cartridge of Tetris for his Game Boy. Do you know what a Game Boy is, Josh?
Of course I did. Come on.
Well, I wasn't sure. Okay. A purveyor of homegrown lettuce. My friend and yours, Josh. How you doing, Josh?
Good. We're using fancy vocab now, like purveyor.
like what?
Like purveyor.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, a purveyor, of course. You know, someone who can purvey over different things. It's like a surveyor, but you purvey, I guess. Is that right? I don't know. That's right. Sounds right to me. All right. Well, here we go. And today's special guest is no stranger to Italian cookies. A man who thinks mountains were meant to be climbed, not adored. An attacker of ascents, the Terminator. A man with a trainer that really needs a rest. He's a record holder, an Everester. Everester, is that right? Everester. A games room regular, and our teammate, Matt. Matt, how are you? Woo!
Oh, wow. Thank you. Thank you for the awesome introduction. That's incredible.
Yeah, you're not going to get that on any other podcast. So, oh man, thank you for being here, man. This is like, and we were talking in our quick pre-production meeting about like how we're doing. Or just all of this, and we've been talking about doing this for a couple weeks here, and we're so happy that this all worked out. And it's inspiring. I mean, going over the stats, doing the research and stuff before this, it's just absolutely incredible. And I know we're going to talk about it and everything, but and we're going to get to that. So, but before we do that, since we haven't talked for a long time, none of us has talked for a long time besides like on text or on Discord. What's everybody been up to? Matt, what's your week been looking like? Have you been recovering at all?
Oh man, the data shows I shouldn't be like the data shows,
yeah, you shouldn't be standing or anything.
The data, like seriously, if I listen to the data, like I shouldn't be doing what I'm doing. But that's the thing. I think people just follow their training data really, really close, but also go by how you feel, not just the numbers. Like
right. Oh,
yeah, and
man.
you've been running too, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I saw. Oh yeah. Yeah. So after you did this completely amazing event that you just you like ran to work or ran home from the
liquor store. Ran to the liquor store with a big haul. Oh my gosh, 4-liter wine. 4-liter wine. They used up most of the space in my pack.
Yeah, nothing like some recovery wine.
Yeah. And then cans of cider, like.
Oh man, yeah. Oh, and you got to keep it all level, so you have to like roll step the whole time, right? Yeah.
And sustainable commuting.
Yeah, absolutely. It's got to refuel itself. Exactly. I know. Oh man. Well, so you've been doing a lot of recovery and everything, and we're going to talk about why too soon. And I see you on Zwift too, man. You just did a couple of TTs today, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
TTTs. Yeah.
And and I unlocked the Diddy the Devil kit because I did all four climbs on one day, so I unlocked that kit.
That's awesome. I haven't done that yet. I haven't done.
No, do it. Do the 4 climbs and unlock it. It's a cool kit.
Yeah, I could totally do that. I think I could do that. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, it's supposed to rain this weekend, so I should be doing that. Yes.
Yeah, get on it.
Yeah, I know. I have no excuse not to. I mean, I know I've been doing some other stuff. I've been prepping, and I think Josh has been prepping for some other stuff too for a big ride. Josh, what have you been up to this week?
Oh, well, only one ladder race this last week, so I hit 100 ladder races all time.
Yeah,
So that
that's
was
Oh wow!
awesome.
that was a
Congrats.
nice milestone. So behind Nils and Dave G on Coalition, so third Coalition rider to hit it. I think fifth person in ladder league to hit 100 ladder
Wow, man.
races. So yeah, pretty cool accomplishment. It was funny. I was looking at my stats and I was like, man, this last season really dragged those averages down, racing with the good like Ruby Emerald crews as like a
Yeah.
mid Sapphire. So it was rough going, but I self demoted myself down to the next team and hopefully we'll be a little bit more competitive this time around. But
Well,
yeah, just
and
otherwise just outdoor riding, trying to build up some heat tolerance.
oh man, that I was just talking to somebody about this yesterday because I did a ride outside a structured workout outside, which I've never done before. They're a lot harder to do because you have traffic and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So I've only
cars
ever
in the
done,
way.
yeah, yeah, those cars are in the way, man.
In my way.
Yeah, and there's like I've been definitely anyway. The person I was talking to was telling me like, yeah, you gotta think about like the humidity and like I was like, yeah, I haven't been doing really enough of that. I've been training so much in the basement because I've got a 100-mile gravel ride coming up here soon, and I need to make sure that I can survive. And so like I've been training in the basement, and I kind of feel like I need to get outside more just because of that. I mean, I've done a couple long rides, but not enough yet. But I'm on the taper because it's next week, a week from this Saturday. So I have to do a 3-hour hard ride. It's supposed to be as hard as I can possibly go for 3 hours, which it's not gonna. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But
So
it's
three FTP tests is
Yeah.
what I'm hearing.
yes, it's gonna be hard, and it's gonna the problem here is that where I live in Southeast Minnesota, it's like you can start flat, but it doesn't last that long. It goes up pretty quick. So which climbing is something I personally like, and I feel like I'm a climber, but I am nothing compared to Matt now. and Matt, we need so let's talk about some of your climbing, man. What a perfect segue. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
man, what geez,
Actually, I just wanted to add something about the ladder league.
Oh,
Is there,
sure.
is there a ladder league Hall of Fame? Because like
Yeah,
Josh,
actually, they
you should
it's
you should
funny
get
you-
inducted.
It's
should
funny
get
you say
inducted.
that. They quite literally just added that last week.
Okay.
So anyone who's done over 100 ladder races is in like the Hall of Fame.
that's
So,
awesome.
yeah, kind of cool. There's like one guy who's done like 130 or something like that. I'm like,
Whoa.
man, this dude's a madman. Because I've been doing it like at least once a week for like the last 2 years now, pretty much, other than like vacations. So yeah,
And there's sometimes
130
when
or something is insane to me.
you've done like 3 a week too for a while too. There was like some of those
Yeah,
weeks that they were
I've
pretty
done
heavy.
I've done a four race week before. Wouldn't recommend
Oh
it.
man.
It's a pretty poor choice to go super hard for like 30 45 minutes 4 days in a row.
Yeah, that's hard.
Seems
And-
like that is risking injury.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, that was the first time Josh and I had met. He was DSing my ladder team, and I can't remember which ladder team I was on. I think I was on B wings, maybe?
X-wings.
Was it X-wings? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
X-wings
X-wings
in the
back then
day.
before X-wings got big, and then I got kicked out because every time every time I would race on X-wings, we lost, and then as soon as I wasn't racing on them, they started winning. I don't know what the deal was. I don't know, but
Oh my gosh.
yeah, it was weird, so weird. But but anyway, so the climbing. So before we get into all this, we have to give a shout out to a friend of the podcast and also fellow Coalition teammate. Sorry for all the Coalition stuff, everybody, but it just happens to that's how this works out. But James Ballack, he did a fantastic write up on the Coalition website and about Matt and about his Everesting attempt and everything, because this is before everything, right? And that he did that, or yeah, it was before.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
because it was FR Charity Day. That's when I
Yes,
had
yep.
that's when I did the double.
Yeah. And that was all that was on a different course, right? No, it
Yeah,
was,
that was Alp.
yeah,
That was on the
yeah,
Alp.
that was
Yep.
the Alp. Yep. And yeah, so and that was a double Everesting that day.
More. It was actually the 20K Everest.
Oh my
There's no such
gosh.
thing, but see, a double is actually around 16,700 and something,
Yeah.
and I did 20,000 because someone said you should go for 20,000. Someone on the FRR Discord.
Yeah. It was
Just
just egging you on.
just the casual training day,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So let's give everybody a brief history of what Everesting is. Matt, do you want to talk about that? About the go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Everesting, so the idea is to do like climb the height of Mount Everest. So one
Hmm.
Everest is 8,848 meters, and then so that's a single Everest. And then you multiply it by 2 for a double Everest,
Oh,
and then multiply it by 3 for a triple. And then
yeah.
there's also a Rome. A Rome is where you do 10,000 meters, but you have to do it over 400 kilometers. So so the
Oh,
Rome is slightly different.
yeah.
It's a bit more. You've got more distance, less climbing, more distance. But the idea is to do it you have to do it in a single ride.
Yeah.
You can take breaks in that, but that counts toward your total time because you have your moving time for the ride and then your
Mhm.
total elapsed time. That includes your
Yeah.
break and any sleep breaks, nap breaks, rest breaks. Like you can break on the descent, but the descents are short. Like the
Yeah.
Alp descent is maybe 10, 11 minutes, and the Von Top
Wow.
descent is maybe 8. I timed it out to be 18 minutes, so it's not a lot of time to
No.
do what you need to do to recover. So a lot of people have done this Everest thing, and I just had a what do you call it? I don't know if it's a funny it's actual word. I had a gander at the Hall of Fame just to see
Yeah.
on the entries, and there are some people who are really, really like I thought I was crazy, but there are some people who are really for example, if you do let's say you do a quadruple Everest, which I think actually very few people have done this.
Hmm.
And there was actually an article in Outside magazine online, and this guy actually set out. I don't know if I sent the link. If I should send
Yeah.
this, I should probably send the link. But this guy set out to do basically, I want to do as many Everests as possible. But he had to stop at 4. Like
Yeah.
basically, medical people and other people, his family said you need to stop at 4. Like you
Yeah.
need to stop at a quadruple. So beyond like there's some I think going beyond that is you could set yourself up for some like health issues like
Yeah.
but I on that Everesting Hall of Fame I think the top 37,500 meters puts you in like the top 10 in the Everesting Hall of Fame, and I
Wow.
think I saw an 88,000 something, which is like
Oh
10
my
Everests.
gosh.
So I think there's some craziness there, like the top, yeah, 88,000. I mean, I can see that doing in a month, doing 88,000 meters in a
Yeah.
month. And actually, I mean, in the April, there was a Strava Everesting challenge in April for the month of
Yeah.
April. And that's where I did the 81,000, whatever, 81,125 over just all of April.
Oh
But
man.
yeah,
And
That's
so,
that's
oh,
some
go ahead, Josh.
insanity.
Yeah, it
Just
is.
insane.
Definitely
yeah,
is. And I said, Josh and I had talked about setting goals for ourselves for the year back in January or December, and I know we had talked about doing like some altitude things instead of distance, and I set mine as 2 times the height of Everest, and I feel good that I've done that, but that's taken me like 7 months now, so so
yeah.
I don't know, this is that pales in comparison to this what all of you've done here, man, so this is
Yeah.
absolutely incredible. And
Oh yeah, and you can do it. I should add. I
yeah,
mean, I've done these rides virtually, but some people do this
yeah,
outside. Some people do
yeah,
these, and that's even like there's a lot of like logistics, and you deal with the weather, and you deal with a whole bunch of other stuff that you don't have to deal with inside. So I
yeah,
give props actually to the people doing these outside because you know, that's next level, I think.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Got to deal with
that
like wind and
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
yeah,
and
all that stuff.
and brakes, using your brakes. I mean, not just
yeah,
the brakes, but like using your
yeah,
brakes. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh man. And then I know we're gonna get into some of this other data stuff, but can we talk about how you started? What was your inspiration to start this first? Like what? Why
Oh,
did you want to
like
do this? Yeah.
like climbing, or like the other things, like how did I get into climbing?
Well, yeah, we can do that because
Okay,
we
yeah.
I do want to talk about how you just sustain yourself for these because like there's the few times that we've climbed together, it's been like you've gone right past me, but it's because you're so much faster than I am. We need to talk about that how you do that too. But anyway, go ahead. How'd you get into
Yeah,
climbing specifically?
I think so. I think it was like tw early 2024. Like, I mean, I always do shout out to Rich Vale at FRR because that's an
Yeah.
amazing race series, and I started. I think that winter 2024, I started doing some of the races, and there was some climbing courses and that, and then I also started doing more climbing rides, and I think it was like maybe February or March of 2024, I really started. It seemed like I was just doing more and more climbing, and I got really more into it. I got really liking it. Like, I mean, racing's cool and that. I mean,
Yeah.
I I'm a decent racer. I'm not a sprinter. I don't sprint like I try and sprint, but and I have achieved A plus. I have achieved diamond. I have I've done
Wow.
a lot of different races. Like, but yeah, like everyone has their own, something, they always say whatever floats your boat on Zwift. And for
Yeah.
me, this climbing thing, I started getting hooked on it. And then I started doing more and more and realizing like what I could achieve. And then so I started making up these challenges
Yeah.
like the Grand Tours, for example, like
Mhm.
Giro d'Italia, they climb 52,500 meters over the tour. So I'm like,
Wow.
I want to climb. I'll climb more than that. And I should say that when I did the FRR Charity Day this year, I climbed in that Charity Day ride of 20,000 meters. I climbed more in that one day than the whole Giro, the first 9 days of the Giro.
Oh
Like,
man.
so I don't even think the pros aren't even doing the level of climbing. Like, they would actually wreck their train. They would probably
Yeah.
wreck their training plans if they did like the kind of climbing that I'm doing.
Oh
Um,
man.
but the other thing is the FRR this year FRR series. I told Rich I want to climb 100,000 meters over all four tours.
Yeah.
I'll not only complete the tours. I'm going to do 25,000. Well, it didn't actually. Each one wasn't. It was in the end. It added up to 100,000 over four tours. Like, for example, I'm
Wow.
looking at the sheet here, and like I did 24,160 for the first tour, 31,000 for the second tour, 21 for the third tour, and 23,800 something for the fourth tour. So Rich thought I was really, really nuts. And now he has this mad now he has this mad lad challenge for the
Yeah.
next. Yeah. So basically we'll come up with a series of climbing challenges, and people will vote on them. And then people can do
Oh.
these challenges during FRR, and eventually they can get a mad lad shirt, a shirt for the
Oh
challenge.
man.
Yeah,
I
this is
have to do
this
that.
is this is super cool though. I mean, well deserved, obviously, but
Yeah.
it's really clever play on the name too, and
Yeah.
pretty
I like
awesome.
a lot of people are like there's different nicknames. I've had Mads Matt. There's an FR rider. She called me Mads Mad, and then there's Mad Lad, and then there's the Terminator.
The
Actually, yeah,
Terminator.
Andrew Elkins. Yeah, the Terminator. For climbing, I like that.
Yeah.
Uh,
But for July, shouldn't it be the
oh
Terminator?
yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and do 50 ascents of Tourmalet during the
Oh
month
my
at 100,
gosh.
but they're at 125%. So
Ah.
it's 1550 meters per ascent. So 50, if you multiply it out, right there, that's 76,000, which I think
Wow.
I can do.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, my biggest month, I was looking at some of the stats. My biggest month was ending June 29th, and it was 103,959. My
Wow.
biggest two week total was 64,882, and my highest 7 day was 36,373. Yeah, so these numbers are big. And
Yeah.
last year I did 530 climb portal ascents because I told Rich I
Yeah.
wanted to do more than 500. Yeah, so and I make up these challenges. Like I'll
Yeah.
do like whatever. There was the Tourmalet. I think
Mm.
Tourmalet I've done. Yeah, last July when I did my TDF climb challenge, I did 24 ascents of Tourmalet, which wasn't
Wow.
bad. It was uh oh, sorry, no, sorry. I did 41 Tourmalets actually.
Wow. That's even
So
more
that was,
impressive. Yeah.
yeah, sorry.
And
That's a miscount. And then but the grand, like, I think up these challenges, like, doing like I think last December I did 100 climb portals for the month. So I did 40 times Gothard Pass and then 60 times the climb of the month. So and 32 Gothard passes were completed each at 125%. Oh yeah, and I did Rafa 500. That's not climbing, but I still did in 5 days with 722K. So I still try and fit in other stuff. I don't know how, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a healthy respect too for you said this is kind of your bread and butter, right? Is climbing and you have to make up challenges because they simply don't exist
yeah,
for
yeah,
like the level of like climbing that you want to do, which is
yeah.
pretty probably pretty fun in some regards to plan these things.
Yeah, and then trying to set a like a total. Like, I remember my Mount Fuji challenge was like
Yeah.
trying to do 31 ascents of Mount Fuji, or like, whichever climb portal. I know, and Zwift seems to be adding more climb portals, which is, you know, and I look at the schedule each month and try and figure out like how, and then I have to do a lot of like keep a little spreadsheet, see if I'm on
Hmm.
track, see if I'm falling behind. Because if you fall behind, like that April Strava Everesting challenge, like I really no it's funny. There was this guy from New South Wales, and his nickname was Le Mountain Goat. And then I saw that I was ahead of him, but not by much. And I'm like, frig, I need to put down the hammer. So the one
Yeah.
one Saturday I rode like 60, what was it? Like did four Von Tops, like over 6,000 meters, and then just put some distance. And then
Yeah.
I 81,000. The next guy wasn't even close.
Yeah,
Like it wasn't even a competition.
you're like this dude will not be the mountain goat here.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh man.
Uh,
Yeah, it would. I was gonna say. Yeah, wait, so then, how are you? Okay, let's get into some of the techniques though. How can you suffer for that long? I mean, like
Yeah.
trainer settings or anything like that. Is there anything going on with that at
Yeah.
all? Or
A lot of times I ride in the big ring climbing. I
okay,
like the big ring. Like
yeah,
I push a big gear. Like I
me
push
too.
and low. I'm a low. My cadence is kind of low. Like I mean maybe I feel like maybe 4 out of 5 knee specialists wouldn't like my cadence. But but I do some like strength, dumbbells, mobility stuff,
Mhm.
like, off the bike. When you're descending, do some stuff like that, core strength. I have an inside ride E-Flex rocker, which is a pretty cool rocker. It's designed for the Wahoo kickers, and it's really helped because your position's not static, like you're
Yeah.
moving. It's a pretty interesting setup. Like it's kind of like three it's a different rocker setup. Like I highly recommend people check it out.
Okay.
Yeah, it's made my riding a lot more comfortable, and then yeah, and then like I have 5 or 6 fans going. My basement's not any warmer than maybe 72 is the warmest it gets in the summer, but I
Hmm.
have 5 or 6 fans going, like full blast. That's the key. And the hydration,
Yes.
nutrition, good setup with my monitor, because you have to make sure your monitor is set up so you're not getting neck strain, moving, changing
Yeah.
position, changing hand position. I had issues with forearms. Like actually on the big ride, it was swelling a bit in the forearms, and then I
Oh,
I realized my position, like my wrists were aching, and then so I had to change it. That's the thing.
yeah.
You got to change your position, like for long rides.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
man.
yeah,
Oh,
what's
and
your
Yeah.
computer. Make sure you have
Yeah.
a cooling pad. Zwift, I find my PC gets really hot, so I
Oh
had a cooling
man.
pad to make sure.
I didn't even
what's
think
Yeah.
your
about
what's your
that.
fueling strategy for stuff like this? Like what how many
Yeah.
grams per hour for carbs and stuff like that are
Yeah.
you targeting?
It's interesting. I've been trying to simplify the nutrition, and this recent massive ride, I had kind of the best, like no stomach issues at all, and I did some more like. I mean, people would consider it junky, like bakery items. Like, for example, I had like a donut or a Danish or pastry
Yeah.
every ascent. Like, I had my sport drink, my hydration with all the electrolytes. I used like goo tabs, or there's also a company, well, Grupo. They used to be Infinite Nutrition, but I tried. I also Sport Chews as well. Sport Chews, though, it depends on the flavor. Like, I had some.
Mhm.
Some of these Sport Chews are weird, like blueberry. I had these blueberry Sport Chews. No, weird. Or tropical. Anything
Yeah.
tropical? No.
Mm.
I found the best flavor of sport chews to be fruit punch, honestly.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think you really want to keep it simple. Like when I was doing things like chocolate bars and candies and junk food, and you can do, but I don't consider bakery necessarily junk food. Like,
No, I mean
but it's
it has carbs.
Yeah. It's
yeah,
got.
but
Yeah.
the thing is, like, I couldn't believe like having one donut, a Boston cream donut or whatever donut, a Danish each a cent, plus my sport drink and everything. Like, I couldn't believe how well it was working. Like, I didn't need bars, I didn't need gels, because gels, again, a tropical mango. Actually, it reminds me of a story when I used to do long distance triathlon. So I used to
Mhm.
do, I never did one of the big branded Ironman races because there was a year I was signed up for Ironman Mont Tremblant, but then I came down with chronic sinusitis for 6 months, so I
Mhm.
couldn't race it. But I did a bunch of independent iron distance races, so the same distance. And I remember one race. It was really hot. The run course was just out in the open, sun beating
Mhm.
down, and this random guy just runs up to me. He said, "Oh man, hey, you look like you need a gel, man." And I'm like, he hands me this gel, and it's some kind of weird tropical mango flavor. And I'm like, thanks, 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 dude. But I dropped it off at the next aid station. Like, I don't take, I don't
Yeah.
take random sport nutrition from strangers.
That is weird. And
Yeah,
who wants to offer that too? I mean, like, yeah. Next ride, I see a bunch of people going by. Hey, wait a second, wait a second. Yeah,
yeah. And I think
Yeah.
that the nutrition's really personalized too. Like what works
yeah,
for one people. I mean, I was reading about these ultra guys doing like drinking pickle juice and stuff, and there's
yep.
some weird. If you read about it, some people like what works for one person might not work for somebody else. Like, I mean, there was people like packages of ramen noodles. Like, I mean, it's so varied what these ultra guys and girls what they're consuming. And I mean,
Uh-huh.
one guy was like a Mars bar every like a Mars bar every so often. Like, I don't know, man. How many Mars bars can you take in?
Yeah,
Like,
Right.
I've seen
Yeah.
people like chew on coffee beans for like
What?
yeah,
caffeine.
I've
And,
never
like
seen
that's the
that. Oh my
weirdest thing.
gosh.
But I mean, yeah,
yeah,
like you said, Matt, like whatever,
Yeah, whatever
whatever
works for
floats,
you.
yeah, whatever
yeah.
floats your boat
But
and whatever
I think
works for you.
real food is key. Having some real food. You know, like I had chips for the sodium. I had pizza. I had like things. You got to have real food. Like you can't just have bars and gels, and you got to practice with it. And some people, you know, tend to gravitate more toward liquid calories, but then you still have to have some solid food. So
Hmm.
I think this time I actually nailed the nutrition. I would say 100%. No, 0% stomach issues. No,
Yeah,
absolutely no stomach issues.
and
The
that's
issues,
very
yeah,
impressive for that
Yeah.
much elapsed
yeah,
time too.
yeah. And I think it was also keeping my intensity level down. Like my heart rate was very low. And when your heart rate's lower, you're gonna like when your heart rate gets higher, that's when the blood flow has to be diverted to your digestive system. And that's where people can have issues. Like I had several Ironmans where I really struggled with nutrition. Actually, one where I over scooped on with my sport drink and I ended
Yeah.
up with too strong of a sport drink and stomach said no, no way.
Yeah.
Like that's where, you know, you got to watch that. Like make sure you don't slit, you know, too many scoops that will ruin your day very
Yeah.
fast.
I know exactly what you mean because I've done that too. I've done that too. You just and
Yeah,
you got to drink.
I
Yeah.
get all hyped up for
Oh,
Yeah.
like a in real life race or like a big ride or whatever. And I'm like, oh yeah, I need
Yeah.
more than I typically do. And it's like
Yeah.
the old saying, nothing new on race day.
right.
Yeah.
And
And
been
some people like
following that.
caffeine. Some people take in a lot of caffeine. I personally can't take in, I can take in a bit of caffeine, but too much and I'll have like, you know,
Yeah,
anxiety,
yeah,
anxiety
Yeah.
and pan. But some people can take in a lot of caffeine and that, you know, I'll do like a Coke or I'll do like, you know, I do like actually these sport juice had caffeine, I think, but like I'll do small amounts of caffeine, but I just can't do too much. But some people it works for them but it might gives you a false sense that you're like, about your fatigue level. Like
Mm.
you might suddenly get a burst of energy and then you're like, oh, is this like, but you really have fatigue, but the caffeine gave you a burst, you know, and you want to,
And are you when I mean we're going to talk about this about your quadruple Everesting. I mean it was total distance. Let's just
or
before
triple, yeah,
oh the
triple.
triple. Yeah, the
Yeah.
triple Everesting. Sorry. But it was
Quad, maybe,
yeah.
maybe we'll see.
But it's 728.3 38 kilometers, which is like over 400 miles, right? I'm
Yeah.
not really sure on the conversion there, but it's like 450 miles or something like that, right? It's incredible. And then and the 62 hours, 6 minutes, and 56 seconds time. I don't know if is that run time or is that
Yeah,
elapsed
that's the
time or
full time. That's the full
okay,
time, including my breaks. So I
okay,
think the moving time was around 42 hours or so, I
yeah,
think.
yep,
So
yep,
yeah, so I had to take some sleep. I had a total of about 6 hours of sleep, and then I had all my other breaks, like and everything. I had the problem with foot and toe cramps. That was a
yeah.
big thing, and yeah,
And but before we get into that, I want to just talk about like how did you prepare because we were talking about food there. How did you prepare
Yeah.
the food before that? Did you eat that day? Did you eat on the bike? Did you just start pedaling and eating at the same time?
Yeah, so I got up a regular hour that day on Thursday, regular morning, 7:30 in the morning. I had regular lunch, regular a dinner. I kept it light kind of thing, you know.
Hmm.
Yeah, I started hydrating, and I started like that's the one thing, starting your hydration plan immediately, and then starting taking in stuff. You want to do it early on. You don't want to wait, because then if you get behind on that,
Hmm.
if you try and catch up, then that can get you in trouble, because you can only take in so many calories per hour kind of thing, you know.
Yeah.
So I wanted to make sure. But I started on 6:30 p.m. Eastern on that Thursday. I just thought I'd start.
Yeah.
Good time to start. I mean, there's never the perfect time to start, but yeah, you
Yeah.
just do it. Get on the
Well,
bike.
and like I was watching this like and checking in on Discord every once in a while, and just like you were still going. I mean, it was just incredible. I
Yeah.
mean, it was all weekend basically. I mean, when did you start? So you started that Thursday night, and
Yeah, I went all
when did you
night. I
finally
went all
finish?
night. I
Yeah.
went all into Friday.
Hmm.
I went all Friday night. It wasn't until Saturday. My first sleep block was like Saturday 2 to 8 a.m. and that was
Oh,
my first sleep. Because you have to really, this kind of thing, you need some sleep. Like, you're not
yeah.
gonna, your body's just gonna say no. Like, when I did the FRR charity day, like that was about 30 hours of elapsed time for the
Wow.
20,000, and I didn't do any sleep then, but I was really, it was a bit of a struggle at the end. So I think, when you start getting up, and I had started, let's see, I'd started, yeah, what did I start? I started at noon on that Friday. But in up here in Canada, we had the May 2/4 weekend. And so I started on the Friday at noon. And so I'd already had 6 hours. I was already up for like 6 hours. So, I mean, 36 hours without sleep, basically, like I think that's near the
Wow.
limits of, you got to
Yeah.
start. I mean, even
Yeah.
then, nap breaks. Beyond that, I think nap breaks, like some of these ultra cyclists are really, especially like you think of Ram, the Race Across
Yeah.
America, and some of the these guys are going to be taking nap breaks, because you just have to, even if it's just a 2 hour nap break, like
Yeah.
Can
it's
You
gonna
you
have to.
recharge you.
can you
Yeah.
fall asleep like pretty quickly like when you just kind of lay down? Because
Yeah.
I have major issues with like if I race late at night or something and then
Yeah.
adrenaline's pumping and yeah, it's a little hard to
Yeah.
get
Yeah. And especially the sugar and the caffeine. I'd say the 2 to 8 block, I did sleep okay, but it was, waking up here and there. The Saturday night, overnight Saturday into Sunday, I tried to do a nap, or sorry, late Saturday night, but I couldn't nap at all. I was too wired. It was just too much. Like, these, actually, when I was done the event, I was like literally shaking, like your nerves, like it's basically
Yeah.
you're so wired by the end. Like, it was like, it feels like, you feel jittery, muscle twitches, like your body's just, you've done so much damage, and your body's
Yeah.
trying to repair it, and it's sending you all these signals saying, I'm doing this. That's why I pretty much called it. I called it at I really FRR has a record for V singles, what they call V singles,
Mhm.
VCINGL, V
Mhm.
singles. So it's basically the number of Von tops. How many can you do?
Yep.
And the record was 18 ascents of Von top. That was 27,099 meters. So I missed a few turnarounds at the bottom. So I ended up close to the marina. So I ended up with a little bit of extra elevation coming back up. So I ended up with like 27,112 roughly. So I
Wow.
beat it. I beat that FRRV singles record. But it was a woman who did it from
Mhm.
Norway. So actually, we now have a top man and top woman for the FRRV singles record, which I think is kind of cool.
That's
And
awesome.
we're both very close, 27,099, 27,112. Like, it's
Wow.
and I had to call it. I thought about going further. So you think about 30,000, and then you think about what a quad Everest is, which would be like 35,392. And yeah, and I think it was good to call it. And there actually is no badge for a quad Everest, because very practically no one does it. Like, triple is the top badge, basically.
Wow. Yeah.
A quad is just, and there's that article on Outside Online, and it might be good.
Yeah.
If there's footnotes for your podcast, I
Yep.
could,
I'll put it in there.
yeah, because it's basically, what does a quad Everest do to the mind and the body? Like, I mean, a triple's already like, I mean, like you may not be super sore. Like, I mean, I wasn't that sore, but the deep fatigue and your mind and what the mind games and everything, like there were some dark patches like up here, like, and I
Yeah.
had to chat overnight, like some coalition people. I had a bad patch and then some people were online. I had to chat with them just like
Yeah.
because I was on the course and I wanted to chat with people and there was no one there. I mean, there
Yeah,
was
Yeah.
people there,
that
but were they bots? Like there was some weird
yeah,
there was
that
some weird stuff happening at night on Zwift.
yeah.
I could get
It
into
takes some mental fortitude too. And
Yeah.
I'm wondering like when you because you said you have to sleep, obviously, and then when
yeah,
you wake up, that to me would probably be the toughest to be like, all right,
yeah,
gotta get back
yeah,
on the bike
yeah. I
after all
Yeah.
know,
this, and I'm
I
just
know.
sore
Like
and I'm gassed
it's
and
too easy. Like the couch is calling.
yeah.
It's too easy to just say that's it. I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna
Was
sit
that
on.
was that one of the hardest,
Yeah, that
kind of
is.
moments of that, like
Yeah,
waking
like
up and
yeah, your body's saying like what are you doing? You shouldn't be getting back on the bike. And your mind has to say, I'm gonna do this. I'm really gonna push through it and do it. Like, you know, like
And then what?
it's all up. It's really like there's so
Yeah.
much you have to overcome these thoughts. Like, you know,
And what about when you're just a little technical thing here. So then like you're in a kit and everything. How long did you wear each kit or did you change kits?
yeah, I
Did you
change
sleep
kits.
in your
Yeah.
kit? Okay.
No, like I usually before I sleep, like take a shower, like
Yeah.
change. Yeah, I tried to change a kid every, like 6 hours, maybe. I max. I did go one to like 12 hours, but that was I
Yeah.
think changing every 6 to 8 hours kind of thing. Like I
Yeah.
think that's important, and because you'll just like, and then I had little tricks like in my little massage gun,
Yes.
like and
I've got
like
one of
foam
those.
rollers. Yeah, like I had to use a ball on my foot or lacrosse ball because I had
Oh man.
my foot and toe cramps. I actually had a couple different pairs of shoes, and one of the cleats on one of my pairs is seized up, one of the
Oh
bolts in the on for the cleats. So
yeah.
it's like it's good. It's a perfect setup. But if I wanted to adjust it, that's why I switched to these other shoes.
Yeah. Oh man. And then and what were you using for pedals and everything? We should talk about your bike and everything too, by
Yeah,
the way.
yeah. So I have a T Lab. It's a titanium road bike from T Lab is a Canadian company based in
Mhm.
Montreal. Like I've had it since fall of 2022. Really nice bike. Um, yeah, and my pedals I opt for those dual like Asioma, the
Mhm.
dual-sided Asiomas. I've had them for a number of years. Really good. Like they're light and strong. Yeah,
Yeah.
like my pretty much the whole I think most of the bike is titanium except well my seat post is titanium, I guess. Um I think most of it is, but it's will be a lifetime frame. Like
Yeah,
titanium
absolutely.
lasts a lifetime. Like I had carbon fiber before. I had aluminum. I had a bike with a giant I remember I had a giant OCR bike. It was aluminum frame, carbon fork, but then there was
Mhm.
cracks in the carbon fork and then you're like,
Oh
time
man.
to
Yeah.
But then my first bike ever was a Norco Nitro, like steel mountain bike. Oh my
Nice.
gosh, I got it from a guy at a bike shop like number of like 2 decades ago. It
Yeah.
was but yeah, that's totally old school because but yeah, it's always good to, like some people there's certain bikes they like, certain companies, but I knew titanium. Like I just wanted, I don't know, I wanted titanium. Like it's
Yeah.
just
And your saddle, as I know James talked about this too, but it's like you have an old saddle too, right?
yeah, yeah, from 2008. It's like a physic like tri saddle, really nice. It's in great shape. It's perfect.
Yeah.
I did have to do like add on a gel saddle cover, just because on these super long efforts,
Yeah.
just like, but
yeah,
yeah, but the
it's a
saddle's been,
grind.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So and then lots of like I used Vaseline before, but there's another product I've used. Like I've tried different products, but they're really good. I've worked on it and I didn't really have any saddle sores, like maybe one saddle sore, so that's not too
Mhm.
bad. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't really bothering me. So I was worried about that, but like my saddle
Yeah.
position is good, saddle height, fore aft position, like that's good to get your setup and
Yeah,
everything. And then the wrist and arm thing that went away too because I changed positions. And then I think it's all about just small adjustments and then seeing what works, what doesn't. And if like there shouldn't be some people say, "Oh, I'm so uncomfortable on my bike for so long." No, no, no. You shouldn't. I've gone to a bike fitter in person. I've done a
Mhm.
bike fit with the, I think there's like the Velo Fit online, like the
yep.
virtual. Yeah, and there's no reason somebody should be uncomfortable on their bike. Like there's resources out there to get you,
Hmm.
comfortable. Like, and especially something, the longer your ride is, the more it's magnified. So you want to
Right.
sort
Yeah,
out,
yeah.
you want to sort out.
Nothing creeps out for the bad bike fit than long distance rides.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Long
yeah.
distance and a long duration.
And I've just recently switched between two bikes because we're doing this gravel event here next weekend, and I switched from this bike. I've been prepping on it, and I've got that position fairly dialed, but I'm not going to take it because it's having some mechanical issues. So I'm taking my other bike, and I just rode that the other day, and like my wrists are starting to hurt
Yeah.
from being on the hoods, and like it's all it is going to take. I just have to rotate my bars just ever so slightly, but
Yeah.
that was like, and it was only an hour, and I was like, this is killing me here. I can't do
Yeah.
this for 100 miles. But that's a good point. I should I'm gonna remember to adjust that actually
I,
after
I feel
this.
like sometimes a new setup will take a bit of time to adapt.
Oh,
And
that's
once
true.
once you adapt, it should be comfortable. But if you're
Okay.
not adapting, if you don't feel like you're adapting, then readjust, because
Yeah.
it shouldn't be the case that you're not, like, you're still like, there should be a small adjustment period and then you're comfortable. But if you're not, change it up. Like,
Yeah.
that's what I feel like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's a good point because they should. And yeah, all right. So I'll do that too. And then do you so when we were talking a little bit more about the mental stuff and everything too.
Yeah.
And if we can just come back to that, there were definitely some dark times, I'm sure. And like you were saying, that no one's on Ventop because Ventop is like I don't. The
Yeah.
last time I did Ventop, we did that FRR day. I think it was maybe last year or the year before or something. And I did like one ascent, and you were doing like three by the time I did
Yeah.
the one. And I mean that was awesome. And at the end of that, I remember the couch called me too loudly, and it's like I'm done. I did buy a shirt though, but but it was like oh man, that was rough. But yeah, but anyway, I gotta give a shout out to like Todd and James
Yeah.
and
It
all
was
those guys that
The support
rode
was
with you.
incredible. Yeah,
Oh
it was
man.
absolutely incredible, the support. And one thing I did have to deal with, though, was those people that teleport to riders and then descend for free kilometers.
Ah.
Yeah, those guys, and they're racking up. I saw a guy rack up 1,091K. Like, you just teleport, and there's teams like working. They're
Yeah.
teleporting to people and then descending for free kilometers to get the bike upgrades. And I suggested to Zwift that you can block a teleport request, like,
Right.
but I feel like it's not really fair to other riders who are working really hard on the climb,
Definitely. Yeah. Yeah. So
Um,
I'm guessing that you have all your bikes are upgraded by now.
oh,
Yeah.
well, actually, the Halo. I was working on the Specialized Project 74.
Yeah.
I'm only if I'm only so these Halo bikes, like, once you upgrade your three bikes and then get the Halo, then the Halo has to be upgradred 5 stages. And so,
Oh man.
yeah, and it gets expensive, millions of drops, and
Yeah.
about
Yeah, this
335K from level 3 of level 5 for the Specialized Project 74. But I have 35 million drops. I mean, this ride just gave me 2 million drops. And like, someone says you're the super wealthy on Zwift. You're the
Yeah.
0.0001%. I wish I could donate
I
drops, though.
Yeah.
I still I think the one of the most impressive things about this ride, that if I'm like looking at the stats, is heart rate. You already touched on that, but
Yeah.
average rate 91.
Yeah,
Max
it's
heart
low,
rate
low.
Wow.
130
Yeah, yeah.
138.
Yeah. I am a low. Like, my max is around 175. Like, I'm 46, but yeah, fitness level's really, really, really high. Like, doing this volume, like, I've done 550 hours of riding this year. We're halfway through the year, kind of thing. Yeah,
Mhm.
a lot of it's been low, the base. Like, this is huge volumes. Like, I had a
Yeah.
resting heart rate one morning of like 34 beats per minute. I mean, naturally I'm low, but 34 is
Wow.
like, yeah. So, but keeping my
Yeah.
heart rate low was really good for taking in nutrition.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
during one of these
138 max is
yeah,
insane.
during I always say to people, like, in these long rides, if you're feeling really, really good, don't go harder. Just take in more nutrition and hydration. That, like,
Yeah.
that's a good lesson, because a lot of people, they think they feel good and they start hammering. No, no, no. Use your feel good. If you're feeling really good, take in more nutrition and hydration. That's going to pay dividends for you.
Absolutely.
I learned it from long distance triathlon. Yeah, and I did also like a 2-day cross country ski marathon, like 160K over a weekend. I did like, Rideau Lake cycle tour, which was like 360K over a week. Like I've done these long distance things, and 4 of the iron distance. Like I've done these, but this is like no entry fee for this. Like Ironmans, you pay like 1,200 Canadian, and but I'm not sure what, maybe probably less than that in US dollars. But this is like.
It's still incredible. I know it's fun to do on Zwift too. It's it's safer. I mean, relatively. Did you have anybody checking in on you or anything like that? Like coming over to your house
I had people checking. I think that's a good idea that people check in on you and stuff for such a I mean, I had everything planned out and everything, and I was feeling good. But I think it's just a good idea to have people checking in on you
or bringing you pizza.
Yeah.
The importance of the pizza person.
Yeah, and like it's just that real food. Like when you have that real food, you have a craving. Like you might, like I had a craving for like salt and vinegar chips or like dill pickle chips or like actually all dressed. I discovered all dressed chips have the highest like sodium. Crazy. It's like six.
What's that?
I thought it's like 600. Well, all dressed here in Canada. We also have ketchup chips here in Canada. I just want to say that we had Canada Day. We had Canada Day on Tuesday, so that was a big party fireworks and that. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
But we have ketchup chips here. But these all dressed chips. It's like, oh my gosh, it's like I think there's like. It's just like a really good flavor. I look it up. I can't really describe it, but it's 600 milligrams of sodium in a serving.
Oh man,
that kicks butt.
I laugh because all of these things that are like traditionally where people would say like, oh, that's unhealthy, is sometimes actually really good for these long rides.
And I should say something. One little tidbit that I was reading about. Lionel Sanders, that pro triathlete. He was saying he was eating so much junk. He was fueling his everything with junk, and he's trying to change it a little bit. I think he's trying to get better at it. But like calories are calories. Sometimes you just want junk, and you're going to burn through it. So
and
it tastes good.
Motivated.
Yeah. So
like candy, like I had on my, not this one as much, but I do like candy, like whatever, like I don't know, fruit gummies or like Twizzlers or like Skittles or Starburst or like whatever candy I can find, Nerds, or like sometimes you just want
Nerds.
Candy. Sometimes you just crave this candy or whatever, or chocolate bars, like. And it's fuel. You're going to burn through it. So if it really help motivates you, and I don't see,
Dustin's got a Dr. Pepper waiting for him.
I'm a fan of Dr. Pepper. Like I'm a person that does the thing with caffeine. I can't do caffeine, so like if I have a race at 6 p.m, I'll have a Dr. Pepper at noon. But if I have it at 1 p.m, I'm up until midnight.
Yeah.
So
I love Dr. Pepper.
Yeah. And then
I just thinking back, the first pop I liked in high school was Royal Crown Cola. 2 liter.
RC.
Like you go over to.
Oh, you got muted again. Sorry, Matt. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Sorry,
there you go.
On my break in high school, like there was not a cafeteria. Like a store, a convenience store across the street, and we'd go get a 2 liter Royal Crown Cola.
A 2 liter, just drink the whole thing. Oh man.
I'd not like save some for later, but still, like that's where I got hooked on that.
Yeah. Oh man, I love RC. I used to drink that all the time, man.
Yeah.
So I looked up what all dressed chips are, and they're according to Lay's. Is Lay's the brand that you get? Usually,
Yeah.
Okay, so because I didn't know what these were, and they sound amazing. They have all the greatest flavors. So it's barbecue, salt and vinegar, sour cream and onion, and all into one chip. That's amazing. That's got to be just amazing.
Yeah, this is cutting out the middleman.
Yeah, exactly.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh,
this flavor is, what do you call it? Is the bomb.
Yeah, this looks amazing.
Yeah, I definitely want to try those. And because I like salt and vinegar chips a lot too. Those are really good. But I haven't thought about having barbecue on top of that. I like that.
And I thought salt and vinegar. I thought salt and vinegar, that's going to have your highest amount of sodium. No, apparently not. It's salt and vinegar. No, it doesn't have the highest amount of sodium, which is weird.
My favorite potato chip is the Mrs. Fisher's from my hometown of Rockford, Illinois.
Oh, nice.
And
nice.
they make this they make salt and vinegar chips. They just started making these, and those ones they've had their classic stuff since the 30s, 1930s that is. But anyway, these guys are they I was reading the ingredients because I'm like, what am I eating? Because these are so amazing and everything. And like right at the bottom it says like extra MSG or something like that, which is like that's not good. So I don't eat that too often. But it is so good. Oh my gosh! And then
it's like sorry, it's like this candy. Yeah. There's always this candy, and I don't know. I think it's like maybe it's for candies that are white in color. They have to have titanium dioxide. It's like
yes.
I'm not. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, titanium dioxide. I guess you need your recommended daily allowance.
Now, is that the same stuff that's in the Silka Secret chain wax too? Is it?
yeah.
It's something like that.
Yeah.
But and then what about when we get back to let's talk about Twizzlers real quick. I know we're getting long into the episode here, but cherry or strawberry, what do you prefer?
Yeah, I'd say cherry. Yeah, I have tried strawberry. There was a wild berry.
That's the correct answer.
Up here, we had a new flavor, wild berry Twizzlers.
Yeah, and we've got for the 4th of July, they've got like red, white, and blue ones, but I think they all taste the same.
Yeah, I found wild berry. I don't know. It was a little weird. Like I thought. Yeah, I'm totally not black licorice. I can't do black licorice.
Oh no way.
No.
Yeah, and then do you guys have red vines up there or not in Canada? Red vines?
No, I haven't. No.
So
it's
like
different.
they look like they'd be good, but they're basically just like a red licorice flavored plastic. So it's not, sorry, shots fired. I know all the people. We're gonna get a lot of angry emails from people who are like red vines over Twizzlers, but no, Twizzlers. Come on, yeah, it's got to be Twizzlers. But oh my gosh. So Matt, were there any other stats that you wanted to give to us that?
Yes. Let me just look at my sheet. Yeah.
Because there's so much going on. I wanted to ask you too about doing Ventop. Are you tired of doing that route, by the way?
I like the route and I really like it, but getting back to those teleporting descender cheaters, seeing them there all day, like I was there every day often, like I'm there a lot often. Not this month because I'm doing the Tour Malay. That's what's nice about the climb portal. They're not there, but these are. I just want to say, like, for people doing that, like, it's not. Like I just it has a bad look. It has a bad look for your team. If you're organizing it, you're sending one guy to the top and you've guys waiting and you're racking up kilometers. And I just think that like it's not like I feel like it's cheating. Like it's
you're not earning it.
Yeah.
Like everybody else. And
but
then,
otherwise Von Top is a really nice climb. Some people think it's long and it's I really like it, but
Good memories of unlocking the Tron there.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and you did that on that charity ride, I think, didn't you, Josh? Was that the same ride?
No, it was just a random ride that my buddy and I did, and just unlocked it there.
And then, but the
now
graphics,
now the Tron isn't even like the best bike for literally anything anymore. So
I know, which is too bad.
Too bad.
But the graphics are still pretty good. I like it up there, how it changes and everything. If people haven't climbed Ventop, which I remember the first time I did it, I said I would never do it again. The second time I did it, I said I would never do it again. And the third time, well, I'm still waiting. But but you did a lot more than that. I mean, so many times. Over 18,
even Rich Vale, 18. Rich Vale told me that's bonkers. Like, but he knows that I'm a special case, really.
With that triple Everesting. Sorry, I misspoke earlier, but it is a triple Everesting, and it's just incredible, absolutely incredible.
Yeah, thank you.
Man, and seriously, Matt, I mean, you are an inspiration, and I know we talked about this earlier, but I think about this when I'm climbing these big climbs, like, what would Matt do? I was supposed to do a recovery ride, but then the other day, and I was on the Sugar Cookie, and we were going up towards the epic KOM, and I'm just like, what would Matt do? Matt would stand this whole time and just rip right through here. Well, maybe not rip right through there, but I definitely did that, and I was trying to channel you, man, and it was it's so good, and same thing, especially the other day when I tried to do the Alp in under an hour. And that was heartbreaking to get it to like
we're gonna get you under an hour.
Yeah, you can, for sure.
Yeah, I could do it. I think I could do it. I was so close, but it was like 61 minutes or whatever it was. It was horrible.
I think if you had like the robo pacers, like I think
Yeah.
there's rides where there's Alp robo pacers, and I even on Von Top now I saw some robo pacers, so maybe they're
Really?
experimenting. Yeah, which is weird. They were there and then
Yeah.
they disappeared, but they weren't the right pace, and they weren't the right
Yeah.
pace for me, and they weren't in the right spot. So, but yeah, I think they're experimenting by adding and maybe robo pacers on climb portals.
Yeah.
But
That might be kind of
yeah,
fun
and
too.
actually, I just wanted to share a few climb portal
Sure.
stats
Yes.
that um, the climb portal that will give you that's most time efficient for climbing is actually Hard Knot Pass. It's a short climb, but it's super steep. It's like, I think it's like, it's, I think because I do these climbs the 125% version as opposed to the 100% version. So I do it,
Yeah.
Dad. Someone's like, why are you doing that? It's extra. Like, but Hard Knot Pass is like 14, I think it's 14% average. It's only like a
Wow.
4.6K climb, but it's very efficient. It's
Yeah.
and then I think the steepest grade I found on the climb portals is 36%. But of course, your trainer only simulates up to 25%. So,
Yeah.
but just some few little stats there.
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's incredible because yeah, 35%. Oh my gosh, that's like
yeah,
almost straight up. It feels like.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember years ago I did I was on a bike tour with it was the Ottawa Bike Club, and then it was like the steep side of Smuggler's Notch or something, and it was like. Yeah, it was super steep, and I was down to like 5 kilometers per hour. Like any slower, I would have like fallen off my bike. Like
Probably not in the big ring for that one.
no,
Yeah.
no.
Oh man. Yeah, that you get to that point when you're outside. It's like I could be walking right now. You know, it's
Yeah,
you have to decide: should I just get off and walk, or yeah? But you can't do that on Zwift. You got to keep going. Yeah, you
yeah.
got to keep going.
Well, yeah,
Oh
and
my
I just
gosh.
my annual total of climbing total right now as of today is
Yeah.
441,500 meters, and I
Oh my
still have.
gosh.
So I think I can break 800. Now I think 900 is possible. I don't think a million. Yeah, I think it
Oh,
would be tough to break a million, but I think I could do 900,000 this year, which because
oh
last
my
year I did
gosh.
seven. Last year was 700,000. Oh, and then I'm only 21,000 away from 2 million. 2 million meters. So that's gonna probably happen next Thursday, I think.
Oh my
Um,
gosh. And is that lifetime? Lifetime 2 million
yeah,
meters?
lifetime on
Okay.
Zwift 2 million. So
Oh
yeah,
my gosh. And
that's a
has
big.
Zwift talked about this at all? Like have you heard anything
Well,
from Zwift?
I
Or
think Eric from Swift Insider, he's interested in doing an article on me. We have a group chat on Coalition with with
yeah.
all of us, and so Eric's on that chat too. So I think he's interested in talking about all this
Yeah,
in
this is
an
awesome.
article.
And I want to go over those numbers just one more time here, and like let's talk about Josh. Would you load up your Strava here? And should we compare ours
Yeah,
to what?
I was actually just comparing this, and it's pretty hilarious because like Matt's time on the bike is like 537 hours. I'm at 164, and I consider myself like I'm not I don't do a ton of time in the saddle, but I do, like 8 hours a week or something like that. And it's a decent amount. I'm like,
Yeah,
man, I'm at like you know, 10%, 15% of like what Mad Lad does.
yeah.
Oh yeah, last week was 51 hours. Was
Yeah,
51 hours.
that's insanity.
Oh man.
And then my biggest training load was like 1,620 for a week. Like the data is saying I should be overtrained. Like I should be like you're really testing your limits, but I know you think you know what your limits are, but then can you push beyond? Like what the data says no, this and this. But I look at the fatigue, like oh my gosh, I was just looking at the fatigue score after that. My fitness, like I use the intervals.icu, and
Yeah.
like my highest weekly load was 1,620. That's crazy. Highest fitness is 170. Highest fatigue was 283, and the lowest form was minus 56. I mean, fatigue of 283 after that event. I mean, that's just
Yeah.
like that's so far into the red. Like
Yeah.
like the red. I mean, the graph. You'd have to extend the graph downward. Like
Oh
Yeah, and
man.
I think this is funny because it's one might say, oh, comparison is like the thief of joy, but yeah,
Yeah.
I think in this case, and like people who are like so elevated beyond like comprehension. It's more of a healthy respect than
Absolutely.
Yeah.
like, you know, just comparing yourself
Yeah.
to someone like a Mad Lad.
Yeah, that's right.
And the other thing
Yeah.
is I have a Whoop. I have one of those Whoop, you wear on your
Yeah.
wrist and it gets you all to sleep,
Is it
recover.
constantly mad at you?
Yeah, it's saying it's saying I'm always overreaching. Like it says you
Yeah.
should sleep more, you're always overreaching. Like I'm always, but my recoveries aren't too bad, Like again, the data, you can get too focused on the data. Like
Mm-hmm.
go how you feel, and the body's amazing. Like I think how well we can recover, like we can push our bodies so much, and yet and how our bodies recover is amazing. Like I mean, you're getting like everyone's getting older in that. Like
Yeah.
I feel like though my fitness now is better. Like I think it's all about training smart. When you're young, you say go hard or go home. Like you train super hard when you're young. Like I
Yeah.
remember guys in the gym and but like
Yeah.
train smart. Like I knew some people who my age now they're hobbling because they went too
Mm-hmm.
hard when they were young. They trained hard, but they didn't train smart. When you train
Right.
smart, that's when you'll see. That's when you'll be able to continue and continue. Like I don't know who knows how long I'll be able to continue this for, but be smart training like that is
Mm-hmm.
key.
Man.
I know factually I do not train smart. I always joke like, yeah, my zone 2 is races I get dropped in.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh
Oh
man.
man.
And Josh, I wasn't trying to shame you at all with your elevation or anything like
Oh
that. 'Cause
no,
Yeah.
no, it's
No,
it's
no.
my
I laugh at it. It's funny.
my elevation is my current year elevation. I'm at 97,000, which I'm proud of that. I'm really proud
Oh
of that
yeah,
because
yeah.
that's a lot. But that's I'm
Feet,
above my
feet or
I'm ahead.
meters.
Oh, feet. Yeah, feet.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's,
Because
that's only like
I've had
30,000 meters. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, for
Oh my
for like
gosh.
my frame, I should like climbing, but I don't.
You're
Yeah,
super fast
yeah,
though, Josh. Man, you're like
yeah,
you're like a missile though, man. And
yeah.
yeah.
Like
Oh
everyone,
my gosh.
everyone has their own talents. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Everyone's unique. Like everyone's got their own story on Zwift. There was, I was riding on Von Top. It was late in the night, and this woman was really impressed with what I was doing. And then she was saying she felt bad about something, like that she wasn't like. And I said, no, 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 never feel
Yeah.
that way, because everyone on Zwift has their own story, like what
That's
they've
right.
achieved. Everyone, and so that's the thing. Like
Yeah,
anyone can do. Yeah,
always
everyone.
the first step is just get on the bike.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like everyone who's Zwifting, you're doing way more than people who are just on the couch doing
Yeah.
nothing.
Eating
Yeah, I
Twizzlers.
mean,
Yeah. Which I love. But
Or Twinkies
or Twinkies,
yeah,
which I also love. I
yeah.
also love
yeah.
Twinkies.
Oh
Yep.
yeah, I love
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
Oh, I like
Twinkies or
here.
ding dongs.
Here we have something it's called Joe Louis. It's like a chocolate thing with like creamy filling. Yeah,
Yeah.
Joe Louis.
Joe Louis. All right, I'll have to look
Yeah,
those up.
yeah,
Man,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna have to we're gonna have to like figure
Oh,
figure out
this is
somehow
this
to
is
do this.
this is a ding dong.
Yeah.
This is a ding dong.
A Joe Louis is a ding dong.
Yeah, this is literally the exact same thing as a hostess ding dong.
Oh, but I bet you the chocolate's better. Oh man. Yeah. Because
Yeah, it's
a
ding
ding dong
dong is
chocolate.
basically plastic.
Yeah.
It is
It's
plastic.
basically like chocolate flavored
Yeah.
plastic. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Um
There's one little thing I remember. Sorry,
yeah.
from the Everesting Hall of Fame. Apparently, I saw a guy who's done 10 Everestings, and they call you a serial Everester. If you've done 10, like 10, if you
Oh
if you
my.
filled 10 of the badges. So I filled 4. I figured, if
Yes.
I do one a month, I could become a serial Everester by the end of the year.
Oh
Yeah,
my
Even if I
gosh.
just do
and knowing
single.
you, Matt, you're not gonna let that go. You're
That's right.
The Terminator is gonna
That's right. The
it's
Terminator.
coming for you.
I think the Terminator. I really like when Andrew came up with that. I'm like, wow, that's brilliant. Like that's beyond brilliant.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Well, Matt, I thank you so much for doing this and taking the time to talk with us. I mean, as I said before, you're an inspiration not only to me but to
Yeah.
everybody out there. So thank you so much for doing this
Yeah.
and,
Oh
and
yeah.
taking the
It's a
time
pleasure.
and
And
sharing your
everyone
story. Yeah.
everyone can do this. Anyone can do this. Just like if I inspire you, let's do it. Do it.
Yeah.
Already Todd from the coalition. He said he's a weekend in August. He's gonna get some people do Everesting. Let's do this. Like,
Oh man.
I want to do it more, and if I can inspire more people to do it, all the better.
Yeah, That's awesome. I hope I'm free that weekend because I'll definitely ride with, but I'm not gonna. I might not be able to Everest, but I'll ride with and throw some jokes or play guitar or something. Maybe. Something like that. Well, I'm gonna put all these links that we've talked about in the show notes and everything below, and so people can see this and read through this. It's absolutely incredible, and make sure you read James's write up on Matt too.
Yeah. And maybe watch out for if Eric from Zwift Insider when he gets around to it. I think there'll be a feature coming at some point.
Yeah,
I think
that's awesome. That's so cool, man. Yeah. Well, and one thing that I know that we can hear from your trainer in the background here is that your trainer is thanking us that you're talking to us, so you're not riding. Yeah.
I think 45,000 kilometers in just 2 years of having the Wahoo Kicker 5.
Oh,
it's doing well. Oh man, it's doing well.
It's the gold standard, man. I had one, and we ended up getting a Kicker bike, but I loved it. That Kicker 5 was amazing.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Matt, and thank you, Josh, for being here, and thank you to everybody listening. Sorry we haven't been on for a while, but we're back, and we're trying to. We'll be getting more regular as some things are going on here. We've been doing lots of outside training, and so if you have any questions for us or for Matt, you can probably find him on top of Ventop. Just send him a message.
Send me a message. Follow me. Follow me on Strava. Comment on my Zwift rides. Just say hey. I want to know. I want to know what people are doing and how I'm inspiring you. So share your story.
Absolutely. Oh, this is so great. And yes, and if anybody has any questions for any of us, just send us an email at watopianweekly@gmail.com or hop on our Discord server and send us your recipes as well too. So thank you everybody for listening, and you know what? We'll see you in Watopia.
And happy 4th of July.
Yeah, happy 4th of July. Yeah. Thanks.